we were kind of considering a policy where we would be like, well, if it's not one of these XYZ platforms that we already work with, we just won't take the money, which is like insane for a nonprofit to say, but it was getting to the point where we just didn't have the capacity to deal with all of that data. I am Emily Palmer. I'm the Associate Director for Fundraising Data Management at Share Our Strength. We run the No Kid Hungry campaign, which focuses on ending childhood hunger in the United States. My team really sits at the nexus of gift processing, data and analytics, as well as CRM administration. So we kind of run the gamut, everything from getting gifts into the system to handling how they're coded, all the way to producing dashboards, KPI reports, and running analytics on the various systems, and then sending data flows off to all of our different vendors and providers.
Tell us about the state of play at your organization when it came to gift processing.
Yeah, so a year ago, we were where a lot of orgs are, where we were seeing this fractioning of the market and all of these different third-party payment vendors, all of these different DAF entities. And every day it felt like you needed to set up a new login so that you could get the information for this wire that just landed or this check that you just received. And that's all data that you want, but you hit a point where, there's only 5 of us. How many different sources can we track down and hunt down?
What was intriguing to you when you heard about Chariot and the gift processing platform?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was just taking all of these disparate systems and funneling them to one platform. Because if you can take 100 or 200 or 300 different platforms that you're having to go in and log in, and you can siphon that to one place and be dealing with one file, or one API connection, that opens up so many avenues from a capacity standpoint. What we can do is have those people who previously would have been chasing down those wires and hand keying that data in, they can start working on other things. When the coding element of it was introduced, that really changed the name of the game for us, because now, instead of having to, we were still at one point logging into this platform and going line by line and coding the gifts, but at least it was one platform. So it's like, okay, that's better. But now I log in, the gifts are already coded. I might check a couple based on, they're above $20,000. And so I want to have extra eyes on that or something. But then we're able to take that data and boop it into the system. And what was taking a long time to review, we're now able to kind of trust that the gifts have been coded. We're going to take the data, we're going to get it into our database. We're going to thank the donors that much quicker, and we're going to go on our merry way.
Tell me a little bit about time gained in this process.
So between, the Benevity file is a great example. If we had wanted to do that previously, it probably would have taken us 10 to 20 hours a month. So that's time that we weren't even willing to spend, but now we don't have to spend. In terms of recodes and the accuracy, we're looking at 5 hours of time gained and growing. And then finally, just in terms of the actual gift processing itself, we're looking at 10 hours and growing in terms of time that would have previously been spent hand keying.
And I also think it's, for you all, as you've talked a lot about how it's opened up new possibilities. So I guess tell us a little bit about, it's not just saving time, but letting you do new things that you weren't doing before.
Yeah. Now we can thank those donors. And these are folks that previously we probably had no way of knowing they were even part of our network. So we can thank those donors. We can ask them to take additional advocacy outreach. The next time we have a big federal government push, we can bring them in the fold. So it really opens the door to just a significantly more robust network that was always there, but we just didn't know how to tap into it. This is the first time that there's kind of been a tool that has come at it from the gift processor perspective. So it's not something where we're forcing gift processing into it, but we're saying, hey, how does this work? How do these workflows happen? And let's build a tool that will help those people. And just as a human, being seen and having a company say, like, actually, we see that this is something and it's a need, there's something to be said. Just, it makes you feel a little better.